I'm Alex Ben, and I make these videos so you don't make the same classroom mistakes as me. When I transferred from Bird, my new school, Millikan, was in a wealthier neighborhood, and the wealthier families tended to be highly influential in school life. Millikan was also divided into several academies, and the children of the wealthier families took full advantage of them. There was one for math, another for science, one for theater, and even one for civics.
I know everyone rolls their eyes when I talk because I'm a white, privileged teenager in a civics class, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. We literally learn about equality and rights on paper, and then I look at the world and people are working full-time and still getting crushed by systems that were designed without them in mind. And what drives me crazy is that adults keep telling us we're too idealistic. But maybe the problem isn't that we expect too much, it's that everyone else settled for way too little.
I just asked if you wanted to get Starbucks or boba after school.
Importantly, each academy had entrance requirements that allowed them to exclude students who didn't meet their criteria. I, however, was teaching in the main school, which accepted everyone else, and was relegated to a temporary classroom in the back. You two, you need to stop now.
Who are you?
Instead of the classes, the principal and my department head had promised me when I was hired. I was given most of the lowest math classes in both 7th and 8th grade. There were 2 other new math teachers at Millikan that year, and they were given similar schedules. One was nearing completion of her PhD in education.
I am eager to finally implement the incredible theories I've learned in a real-world situation.
I don't believe we have ever hired someone with such an impressive resume before.
And the other was a friend who had also fled Bird. I quickly discovered that Millikan placed the students with the most serious discipline issues in the same classes as the resource students. At Bird, we had spread out the known discipline problems, sometimes even intentionally placing them in honors if they could handle the work, to isolate them from their conspirators and friends.
Holy cannoli! They let me out of Mrs. Bertha's class! I am home free for the rest of the year! No more detentions for me!
Huh. What?
Welcome, Jeffrey. Yes, you are in the right place.
This can't be right.
Let us find you a seat. Millikan, however,
oh my god, it stinks,
liked to keep the rotten eggs in as few baskets as possible, to the detriment of the other students stuck in those classes and to the teachers who had to manage them. My colleague from Bird and I managed our demanding schedules. It is really not complicated. I am just trying to figure out the simplest consequence that will cause the unwanted behavior to stop. If asking nicely causes you to behave or a warning works, then that is what I will do. But if those do not cause improvement, you have been in school long enough to know what the possibilities are. And I am not going to stop trying until I figure out which one of those possibilities is most effective at helping you to be orderly and respectful in my classroom.
No problem. You got it, Mr. Ben.
But the third teacher struggled mightily, despite her impressive resume. She had no experience teaching in middle school and quickly became overwhelmed.
I don't understand why this is happening. I created a dynamic, student-centered learning environment where differentiated engagement strategies were fostering authentic peer-to-peer collaboration within a flexible, standards-aligned framework of inquiry-based outcomes.
She left mid-year. The special education students from her classes were then transferred into mine. Fortunately, Millikan had 2 excellent resource teachers, and with their help, I was able to manage the added workload.
Can't you just tell me the answer?
Try what you did on the earlier one that you got correct.
I give up. Can't we do something else?
Try it one more time. You almost have it.
I also learned why the teacher I replaced at Millikan had not only left the school but quit the profession.
God, show me a sign. What am I to do with my life?
The school had dumped these lower-level classes filled with misbehaving students on him, year after year. I often wondered what happened to him.
Hey everyone, great to be here. Don't be jealous. Being a teacher was amazing. I mean, who wouldn't want to spend their weekends grading essays, their paycheck on classroom supplies, and their sanity explaining fractions to someone eating a glue stick?
That first year at Millikan was taxing, and often felt more like my earlier years of teaching. It was also quite a culture shock. The veteran teachers at Millikan who had secured positions within the academies had little incentive to help those struggling in the main school, and seemed primarily concerned with protecting their own self-interests. They rarely assisted their junior colleagues, many of whom were clearly struggling with far larger class sizes and far more challenging students. Worse, the school's administration seemed to be encouraging and enabling this practice.